Hi, I'm James Craft. I'm the Chief Executive at Tedco Business Support. 5 years ago, I moved into a management position with Tedco Business Support. So I was looking essentially to try and develop my skills, particularly around leadership and being able to lead an organisation into the future. So that kind of led me on to exploring some of my options, and it was around the time when the apprenticeship levy was in place. There was support available for kind of SMEs and smaller businesses to access 95% fully funded training, which appealed to Tedco, being a small micro business, if you like. I found the Senior Leadership Apprenticeship Programme at Sunderland in terms of what the programme had to offer. I felt like it had a really good balance to the programme. The amount of time that you were committing away from the business seemed a reasonable amount, for particularly what you were getting back in terms of the cohort of people you were going to work with, that mix of industry, whether that be NHS, whether that be manufacturing, whether it be tech. So the peer-to-peer learning I felt was going to be a huge part of it, and it has been. And I just felt like the timing all fit into place in terms of when it was starting. This was a 2-year programme that also fit in with Tedco's actual journey in terms of our internal succession plan, and it all fit really nicely together. So that was why I kind of enrolled on the course, really. I feel like the course has just given me a lot more knowledge of different approaches, different frameworks, different ways that can be done, and ultimately that actually results in me feeling a lot more confident in my own abilities to be able to drive change, to be able to set the strategic direction. From a career point of view, I've managed to gain a promotion within the last year. I moved into the role of Chief Executive. I don't think I would have felt confident enough or believed probably in myself enough to make that step without actually going on the course. I really do feel like it's given me a lot of self-belief. I'm probably a lot more self-aware now as well. I think some of the parts of the course have helped us to tap into that emotional intelligence that you need as a leader, and I feel like I've got a lot more skills which are more easy to use on a daily basis. My research project was essentially around looking at digital adoption. It was around trying to understand some of the barriers and some of the issues that SMEs face. And what I found was that although that had been researched quite heavily, there was in my opinion, a bit of a gap around understanding how business support organisations, enterprise agencies, there was less information available from a business support perspective as to the actual issues and barriers that they see and witness face to face when they're supporting an SME to either adopt a digital practice, whether they're trying to transform the business or do some kind of change. So I managed to identify 14 different individuals from key stakeholders around the North East that were happy to participate in the research. So I carried out semi-structured interviews. This was around trying to understand over their history of supporting SMEs, what have they seen as the key issues and barriers. Now, some of the things that came out with that were really fascinating to me, particularly around like overwhelming complexity. Some of the issues around AI has certainly heightened people's fear of making a wrong choice. This certainly came out a lot within the research. And what that's enabled me to do now is to be able to take that understanding that came out of the research project to develop new products and services which Tedco can deliver to SMEs in the North East of England. And we'll actually be able to help people better. We understand the problem better, so we can hopefully provide better solutions to help transform their businesses long into the future. I'd recommend people look at the Senior Leadership Apprenticeship Programme, particularly if they're interested in developing themselves personally, but having a real transformational impact within their business. And again, by coming on this course myself 2 years ago, I've now actually enrolled another member of staff onto this same course because that's how valuable it's been. It's been so impactful for me personally, but within the business as well. Tedco really wanted to make sure that we were investing in the next kind of future senior leaders, and this programme is the perfect opportunity for us to do that.